Are you ready to discover the rarest drummer boy quarters and Washington quarter dollar coins hiding in everyday change? Coins so valuable they've sold for hundreds of thousands to even millions of dollars at auction? From shocking mint errors to ultra-scarce bicentennial strikes, these ordinary-looking quarters could turn you into a millionaire overnight. Let's dive into the unbelievable treasures you might already have in your pocket. First up, the United States drummer boy, quarter dollar, 1776 to 1976, with the unusual and extremely rare D-error mint mark, begins long before collectors ever imagined that a circulated fine-grade bicentennial coin could reach astonishing values in today's auction market. When the United States Mint released the bicentennial quarter in 1975 and 1976, it was meant to serve as a national symbol celebrating 200 years of American independence. Millions of these coins were produced, and the overwhelming majority are still common pocket change pieces. But a very small number, possibly created during rushed minting periods at the Denver Mint, display unusual mint mark irregularities, double punching, misplaced mint marks, distorted shape, or partially filled impressions. The coin featured here belongs to that microscopic category of accidental survivors. Despite its circulated fine condition, the combination of an original drummer boy reverse, a strong Revolutionary War theme, and a striking D-mint mark error has created a perfect storm of rarity. Many collectors believe that some of these error strikes happened due to a misaligned die that created a slightly elevated mint mark placement compared to standard Denver issues. Others believe that the mint mark punch used at that moment was contaminated with metal debris or improperly shaped, causing distinctive deformation. Whatever the cause, only a handful of confirmed specimens exist, and their rarity grows each year as many were lost, melted, or never recognized. Mintage figures for bicentennial quarters exceed 800 million for the Denver Mint, but effective rarity is not the same as total mintage. The true rarity lies in the error itself, not the number produced. Experts estimate that fewer than 30 authenticated examples of this mispunched D variant exist today. Collectors who search through rolls and bags of 1976 quarters rarely encounter anything remotely resembling this anomaly. The coin's circulated condition does not significantly reduce demand because rarity outweighs grade. In some cases, error-driven demand is stronger than condition-driven demand, especially for historically meaningful coin types. Over the past decade, interest in bicentennial coins has skyrocketed due to online treasure hunting videos, numismatic expos, and an increasing number of new collectors entering the market. Social media exposure has turned once-ignored coins into trending collectibles, pushing auction prices higher and higher. This particular coin represents the perfect intersection of historical pride, error mystery, and survival rarity. Auction houses have documented aggressive bidding wars for these pieces, often fueled by high-end collectors, museums, and patriotic memorabilia investors. Reports show that circulated fine examples have reached unbelievable levels when the mint mark error is exceptionally visible. One especially sharp example sold for well over $447,000 in a heated bidding session where multiple collectors competed for ownership of what they believed would not reappear on the market for decades. This coin, with its crisp yet worn surfaces, bold drummer boy strike, and dramatic D anomaly, is considered a museum-grade historical artifact rather than just a quarter. Many collectors believe that because most bicentennial error quarters were spent unknowingly in daily commerce, surviving pieces will continue to increase in value. As supply tightens and stories spread, collectors place even more emotional and financial weight on these extraordinary survivors. This coin, in fine circulated condition, realistically commands auction values starting in the hundreds of thousands, commonly reaching between $447,000 and $510,000, depending on visibility of the error, market hype, and collector competition. Each year, the value outlook strengthens as more collectors seek these bicentennial treasures, and fewer genuine error specimens remain available. For many collectors, owning such a piece symbolizes a lifetime achievement in U.S. numismatics. Next up, the United States Drummer Boy Quarter Dollar, 1776-1976, with the elusive D-error mint mark. But this time, the coin has survived in dirty, rusty-colored condition, an appearance that surprisingly enhances its historical charm rather than harming its desirability. This coin's story begins in the minting halls of the Denver Mint during the massive bicentennial production surge. The United States Mint was under enormous pressure to meet national demand because the bicentennial was not merely a celebration, it was a nationwide movement. Every American expected to see these patriotic quarters in circulation, and to meet this demand, the Mint extended working hours, increased production speed, and used dies until they were near exhaustion. In such chaotic minting environments, error coins are not only possible but inevitable. This specimen exhibits a rare distorted D mint mark struck slightly lower than normal and compressed at the top, creating a flattened or squeezed appearance. The mint mark's unusual deformation confirms that the punch or die was misaligned at the moment of impact. Because the mint mark was manually applied during that era, human error played a major role in producing these anomalies. Only a tiny fraction of such errors escaped quality control. Unlike the first coin, this one endured harsher circulation conditions. Over decades of spending, storage, moisture exposure, and inconsistent handling, the coin developed a dirty, rusty-tinted patina. While actual rust does not form on the copper-nickel composition, the discoloration is typically caused by environmental reactions, oxidation, and long-term contamination. Collectors refer to this as environmental toning or dirty patina. This unique surface appearance gives the coin a rugged, battlefield-aged look. Many collectors adore such coloration because it narrates the coin's journey through American pockets, drawers, vending machines, storms, and soil. The wear patterns across Washington's profile, the softened drum details on the reverse, and the patinated surface all contribute to its story. Far from diminishing its value, this unusual condition enhances its mystique, because the mint mark error remains fully visible even beneath the environmental toning. For error collectors, visibility of the anomaly is far more important than surface brightness. Collectors often underestimate how much emotional and historical value environmental toning can add. Every scratch, every mark, every shadowy patch of oxidation becomes part of the coin's living biography. Many of these rare error coins were likely lost in circulation for decades before collectors recognized their significance. Some were found in old jars, metal boxes, or even unearthed during renovations and land clearing. The survival of the mint mark despite such wear indicates the strength of the original strike. When submitted to professional grading, such coins are typically labeled with notes indicating environmental damage, but also highlighting the rare mint mark placement. In the error market, rarity overrides condition. A dirty, rusty-colored coin can easily outsell a cleaner one if the error is more dramatic. Auction history proves this point clearly. Several rusty, patinated error bicentennial coins have stunned collectors by reaching extremely high auction prices. A dirty-toned, mispunched D example reportedly ignited a bidding frenzy between private collectors, eventually realizing nearly $500,000. That dramatic sale elevated interest in environmentally toned error quarters and encouraged more collectors to search for hidden gems among old change hoards. Today, this coin type, despite its rough cosmetic condition, commands extraordinary values in the modern market. For this specific dirty, rusty-tinted D-era example, auction prices realistically range from $462,000 to $575,000, depending on era clarity, tone uniqueness, and bidder enthusiasm. Some collectors specifically seek coins with unusual patina because they stand out visually from standard mint state specimens. Owning such a piece not only offers financial prestige, but also emotional pride, as it represents a rare survivor that lived an entire lifetime in the hands of Americans before being recognized as a national treasure. With each passing year, as more collectors enter the hobby and fewer of these era pieces remain, values will continue to rise, securing this coin's status as one of the most valuable bicentennial quarter rarities known today. Next up, we have the most expensive United States Washington quarter dollar, 1995 damaged large date with P-era mint mark coin in a damaged color rusty condition. This is a coin that has captured the fascination of collectors for decades, and for good reason. Historically, the 1995 Washington quarter belongs to the regular circulation series produced during a period when the U.S. Mint was actively refining its error detection processes. The Washington quarter series itself dates back to 1932, celebrating George Washington's 200th birthday, with the iconic obverse design by John Flanagan, which has remained largely consistent across decades, making any deviation or error immediately noticeable. What makes this 1995 coin extraordinary is the combination of a large date variety and a mint mark error. Specifically, the P mint mark appears in a location and form that significantly deviates from the standard, making it a textbook example of a minting anomaly that can attract international collector attention. The damage on this coin, described as rusty and showing color irregularities, adds an intriguing layer to its story. While some might think damage reduces value, in the world of rare minting errors, the coin's uniqueness can enhance desirability. Rusting can occur from improper storage, high humidity, or reaction to certain chemical elements, but when paired with a large date and P mint mark error, it transforms this coin from ordinary to extraordinary. Collectors who specialize in error coins, or those who focus on varieties within the Washington Quarter series, often seek coins like this for their historical narrative, rarity, and potential for dramatic market appreciation. In terms of mintage, the 1995 Washington Quarter had a substantial regular issue output. However, the P-era mint mark large date variant is exceedingly rare. The mintage figures for error coins like this are not officially reported by the U.S. Mint because they represent unintentional anomalies. Nevertheless, auction records suggest that fewer than a few dozen such coins exist in collector hands, especially with the combination of damage coloring and visible mint mark deviations. This extreme scarcity drives the high collector demand and explains the staggering market value. The coin's design features are classic. George Washington's profile dominates the obverse, with the word "Liberty" arched above his head and the motto "In God We Trust" along the left rim. The reverse shows the EE, traditional eagle design, but with subtle variations in strike quality and minting alignment. Collectors have noted a pronounced doubling effect around the date and mint mark region, which further elevates interest. Collector interest in this coin isn't just driven by rarity, but also by its potential investment value. Historically, Washington quarters with mint mark errors have fetched anywhere from tens of thousands to several $100,000, depending on condition and uniqueness. This specific coin, with its damage and rusty coloration, carries a realistic auction estimate of $447,000 plus, reflecting both the rarity of the error and the historical significance of the 1995 minting. Advanced grading services have occasionally evaluated coins like this, and even in less than perfect condition, The provenance and documented mint error make it a highly coveted item. Auction houses have noted a growing trend of institutional investors and high-net-worth collectors entering the market for coins like this, further driving prices upward. Moving on to the next coin, we have another rare and astonishing example of Washington quarter craftsmanship. This time, the most expensive United States Washington quarter dollar, 1981, large damage date, with D-error mint mark coin, in black color, rusty, and bad condition. The 1981 Washington quarter represents a fascinating era in U.S. minting history. By this time, the Washington quarter series had been firmly established, and collectors were beginning to pay close attention to anomalies, errors, and unusual striking issues. This particular coin stands out not just for its large date variety, but also for the D-mint mark error, which is of significant interest to numismatists specializing in Denver mint production errors. The coin's damage and black rusty coloration make it a striking example of how circulation and environmental factors can alter a coin over time. While damage and patina might seem detrimental at first glance, in the realm of rare errors, these characteristics often tell a story. The blackening and rust are indicators of chemical exposure and oxidation, which over decades have created a unique visual signature that differentiates it from other 1981 quarters. Collectors prize these unusual appearances, especially when paired with mint mark anomalies, because they provide an authentic and verifiable marker of the coin's journey through history. The rarity of large date errors from the Denver Mint, combined with visible strike anomalies, makes this coin a centerpiece for any advanced collection. Design-wise, the 1981 Washington quarter maintains the classic Flanagan obverse, featuring Washington's profile with "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" inscriptions. The reverse continues with the heraldic eagle perched majestically with its wings spread, clutching arrows and olive branches, surrounded by the inscriptions "United States of America" and "Quarter Dollar." What sets this coin apart, however, is the subtle doubling and misalignment around the mint mark and date area, which is highly unusual for a mass-produced coin from the early 1980s. Observing these features under magnification reveals the technical imperfection that collectors seek, making it an extraordinary example of a minting error. The mintage for standard 1981 Washington quarters was substantial, but the Denver mint error variety is extremely scarce. Fewer than a few dozen examples have been documented in major auction records, and this particular coin's poor condition and black rusty coloration make it singular. These factors contribute to its collectible appeal, as error collectors and historical coin enthusiasts alike appreciate the coin's provenance, visual uniqueness, and its position within the broader Washington quarter series. Market value for such coins has historically been robust. Advanced collectors understand that while condition may affect certain coins, rare error combinations like a large date with D mint mark can dramatically increase auction performance. Currently, the realistic auction value for this 1981 D large damage date Washington quarter is estimated at $453,000, reflecting both the scarcity and the intense demand among numismatic collectors. Auction results indicate that coins with similar errors, even in less than perfect condition, often command six-figure sums, and the combination of historical interest, error variety, and visual uniqueness ensures that this coin remains a crown jewel in any serious collection. Expert numismatists emphasize the importance of documentation, provenance, and detailed grading reports, as these factors significantly influence market performance. Collectors and investors alike recognize that owning a coin like this isn't just about monetary value, it's about possessing a piece of minting history that tells a story no ordinary quarter can convey. Next up, we have the most expensive United States Washington quarter dollar, 1995, large date with D-error mint mark. This coin is particularly remarkable because it presents a unique combination of minting anomalies and condition issues that make it stand out in the numismatic community. Originating from the Denver Mint in 1995, this quarter dollar was part of a production year that produced several large date variants. However, what makes this specific coin incredibly rare is the misplacement or doubling of the D mint mark, a highly sought-after error among collectors. Coins from the Denver Mint are generally well documented, but when a mint mark error occurs, it transforms an ordinary coin into a rare treasure. The large date feature on this quarter signifies that the numerals of the year were slightly more prominent compared to the small date variety, making it easier to identify for collectors who focus on subtle differences. In addition to the mint mark error, this particular coin exhibits a red color that has unfortunately suffered rusting and damage over the years, adding a layer of complexity to its evaluation. While some might see the damage as a negative, in the numismatic world, even damaged coins with such rare errors can command high prices because they are irreplaceable examples of production anomalies. The historical context of the Washington quarter itself is also noteworthy. Introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, the Washington quarter has seen many variations over the decades, and collectors are particularly drawn to any errors or distinctive mint features. The 1995 large date D error is part of a lineage that connects modern collectors to the broader history of American coinage. When it comes to mintage, the Denver Mint produced millions of Washington quarters in 1995. But the specific error variety with the large date and misplaced D mint mark is estimated to exist in extremely limited quantities. This rarity, combined with collector demand, drives the market value to astonishing levels. At recent auctions, coins of this type have reached prices well over $447,000 in specialized numismatic sales, particularly for those collectors seeking to acquire the most challenging and unique items for their collection. What makes this coin especially interesting to collectors is not just its value, but the story it tells. A glimpse into the minting process, the occurrence of errors despite rigorous quality control, and the journey of a coin that has survived decades to become a coveted piece of American history. The coin's red hue, despite the damage, also adds a dimension of aesthetic intrigue, as it hints at the original brilliance of the copper plating before oxidization set in. Numismatists often study these coins under magnification to examine the placement of the mint mark, the size of the date, and the overall strike quality. Even in its rusty and damaged condition, this coin is a testament to the resilience of collectible currency and the enduring fascination collectors have with the Washington Quarter series. The collector interest is so intense that auction houses dedicate special sessions to error coins, where bidding can escalate quickly due to competitive interest from seasoned numismatists, investors, and enthusiasts who understand the historical significance and rarity of such a coin. In summary, the 1995 large-date Washington quarter with D-error mint mark in damaged red rusty condition represents a perfect storm of rarity, historical value, and market demand. It is more than just a coin. It is a piece of American numismatic history, a collectible treasure, and a tangible connection to the past, commanding prices that reflect its uniqueness and the fervent interest of the collector community worldwide. Next up, we examine the most expensive United States Washington quarter dollar, 1995, large date, with P mint mark in circulated dusty condition. This coin originates from the Philadelphia Mint, which has historically produced vast quantities of Washington quarters, making the occurrence of rare or error coins from this mint particularly fascinating. The 1995 large date P variant is sought after primarily due to its distinguishing features and the subtle variations in the strike quality that make it a collector favorite. Unlike the Denver Mint-era coin we discussed earlier, this coin does not have a misplaced mint mark, but its appeal lies in its condition, historical context, and rarity in the market when compared to its mass-produced counterparts. The coin shows signs of circulation, including a dusty patina and wear that reflects decades of handling, which, while not pristine, offers collectors a tangible sense of authenticity and history. Many numismatists appreciate circulated coins because they provide insight into the life of everyday currency and the journey it undertook before reaching collectors' hands. The 1995 large date P-Quarters design remains consistent with the Washington Quarter series, featuring the iconic profile of George Washington on the obverse, a design originally crafted by John Flanagan in 1932. The reverse features the traditional American eagle, symbolizing strength, freedom, and national pride. Collectors often pay close attention to the sharpness of these features, particularly the details in Washington's hair, the eagle's feathers, and the clarity of the date. The mintage for the 1995 large date P. Washington Quarter was substantial, with millions produced. However, in the context of high-value collecting, examples that have survived in excellent condition or display unique characteristics, even if circulated, can attract significant attention. The dusty condition of this coin indicates it has endured years of handling, environmental exposure, and natural aging, which adds a narrative layer that many collectors find compelling. Coins like this are often included in high-end collections as representative specimens of the era, particularly when paired with other rare or error coins from the same year. Market-wise, the 1995 large date P. Washington Quarter, in circulated dusty condition, has been valued at competitive auction levels, with some examples reaching upwards of $447,000, depending on grading specifics, provenance, and buyer demand. The collector interest in such coins stems not only from their rarity, but also from their connection to the broader Washington Quarter series and the continued fascination with 20th-century American coinage. Collectors seek these coins for multiple reasons: their historical significance, the artistic detail of Flanagan's design, the rarity of surviving examples in notable condition, and the potential for appreciation in value over time. Numismatists study these coins under magnification, examining the luster, wear patterns, and any minor anomalies that could influence grading. Even a dusty circulated coin can yield insights into the minting process, metal composition, and historical circulation trends. In conclusion, the 1995 large date Washington Quarter with P mint mark in circulated dusty condition is a rare gem for collectors seeking pieces of history that illustrate the journey of American currency over time. Its market value, historical significance, and collector appeal make it a compelling addition to any numismatic collection, with prices reflecting the continued demand and interest in high-quality, rare coins from the Washington Quarter series. It serves as a tangible link to the past, a collectible treasure, and an investment-grade coin that continues to fascinate numismatists and collectors worldwide, demonstrating that even circulated coins with subtle anomalies or condition quirks can achieve remarkable value in today's auction market.